All right, we are talking about Jackie Maribe and Eric Omondi. Now, the three stooges. Do I call them that? Can I call them that? The three stooges. Anyway, the love triangle between Jackie Maribe and Eric Omondi and others, because it's always Jackie Maribe, Eric Omondi, and the new person. Now it's Lynn, and we are happy for her. She's pregnant. She's looking amazing. And there you go and look at her pregnancy pictures and start telling her things. Because have you seen the car behind her? Can you people stop? Man, but yeah, stress. Anyway, so the thing is, this love triangle has become a little bit more triangular because a lot of stories are being said by Eric Omondi with regard to Jackie Maribe and her child, technically their child. At some point, it feels like Eric Omondi is always accepting this child when it's convenient for him. That's what I'm starting to feel like it's happening. Every time he's accepting this child, it's because it's convenient for him for one thing or another, for clout or the other thing. Remember when he went to a birthday party after they had broken up, and he was very visibly, constantly in every picture, in every video, and it was trending because it was convenient, because he'd been called a deadbeat dad for some point, and or for a while, and he decided no, it's time for him to clean up that image. Then he dropped that child again until now he's picked up this child with the drama that happened with him denouncing that child as his own. He said in his own words that apparently he's asked vehemently for her to get a DNA test to prove that this child is his, and she has apparently turned that offer down multiple times, to the point where he said, look, if you want me to be financially responsible for this child, I will, but you will not let me, I will not claim this child until we've had a DNA test. And therefore that drama went on that way because Lean was pregnant with their child, and he said that this is my first child at 40, was it 42? Something like that. Now, fast forward to Lean last week actually being asked about this question, and she was asked, do you believe that this is his first child, or where are you when it comes to this? And Lean said, at the end of the day, mi najua mtoto wangu na wake. Every other child, that's a them problem. Mimi, I know this is my child with Eric. She really put herself out of that story. And tukalengea story, we're like, Jackie Maribe hasn't said anything. Well, she actually finally has. Jackie Maribe has said this, and I love, love, love this quote. I mean, Jackie Maribe can be a bit messy, but I love how she responded to this because, wow, what a beautiful clap back. She said on her stories, Mr. and Mrs. K, we're just chilling, and then boom, three people calling and texting at someone called Eric and is talking about you. Let me respond for the last time. She said, Nimechoka na hii ujinga. I have kept quiet for long. This liar called Eric should come correct, or I will come with receipts. And that's on period. Okay? So everyone is curious about like what's going on. Are they is this child really his, and all of these other things? And still Eric Omondi is sat on his opinion, or on his belief that this child is definitely, he's not definite about the paternity of this child because he's not gotten DNA results. And Jackie Maribe is also saying, standing on her ground and saying, look, y'all need to leave me alone. Eric is a liar, and that's on that. If you don't believe me, that's a you problem, not a me problem. So we're still left wondering, do we believe the mother? Because last time when Eric was trying to clean up this message, he said that Jackie Maribe said, the mother always knows who the father is. So are we going to stand on that and say Jackie Maribe is the mother? And if we do say that that line is correct, mothers always know who the fathers are, then this is his child? Or are we going to just completely go with Eric Omondi with like he needs a DNA test in order for him to prove this? Because the story itself of how she conceived was a little sus. The story that Eric Omondi gave us, if that is a true story, is a little sus, because he said it was a one-night stand and he used protection, and therefore he doesn't understand how 2 weeks later she pops up on him and says she's pregnant. They were never in a relationship, they just hooked up at an office party, and that's how she got pregnant, and yet she was dating someone else at that time. So where are we at? Where are we at? I genuinely still don't know. I'm just giving you facts here.
It's interesting. Of course, it is tea for us. We're going to speculate. We're going to have our own opinions, but we're not looking at the child involved. This child is, he's a bit grown. In a few years, he's going to be a teenager, and this is going to be news if not already, because children in school are cruel. So probably some parents were talking very loudly and saying, who's nule classmate yako? You know, and these stories just get back to your son at the end of the day. And that's the most brutal part of this whole affair. Not the fact that there's this back and forth, but the fact that the child in question gets to be, you know, collateral damage for the beef you two have between you two. If this man had decided, I don't want to be a part of this child's life, let him. If he decides he wants to be a part of the child's life, let him. But all of this back and forth, who is getting hurt? Your son. You might have thick skin, you might be able to handle trolls, but your son's classmates out there trolling him and talking about who is your father, who comes for prize giving day, who comes for, you know, sports day. Is that your dad or your stepdad? It's really a lot of emotional baggage on a child. So yeah, I am not for it. When it comes to children, I don't want to talk about it because it's a lot.
It really is. And it is very sad to throw this kid under the bus because you are outrightly denying this child, in not just
Yeah.
in public, but denying him twice now. Standing on your ground, he reiterated and said, first of all, that my first child is this child with Lynn. And honestly,
Why go on a vacation? As in, you can see the pictures in the background, them on a vacation, you know, doing all of these things, doing cutesy stuff in a hot tub together. Why would you put a child through all of this? Even if it was a paid advertisement for whatever travel company you were using, why would you still give this child hope that he has a father figure, be in this child's life, if you're going to come up the next day and say, that's not my son? Why even have a relationship with them at all? It's very unfair.
I don't know. There's a sensitivity that either Eric Omondi lacks in general when it comes to children. Because remember how he dealt with, you know what? Let's not drag him through the mud like that. But remember how he dealt with that first scenario that happened with Lynn? Do you remember that? Recording. You know,
Anyway.
let's not get into it. It's a lot.